Hi guys, this is Stefan Zamit from neuroneffects.com, and in this video we're going to have a look at how we can create this simple glitch effect right inside of After Effects using no plugins or templates. So with that said, let's get started, but before, of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so that you can be notified of any new videos that we release. So with that said, let's get started here. As you can see, this is the glitch effect that we are aiming for in here. So let's start a new composition here. So composition, new composition, and simply give it something like a full HD resolution here, and that's basically good. So we have a new composition right over here. We're going to start off by by importing our logo in here so that we can see what's going on. Perfect. Then we're going to add a new in here adjustment layer, and we're going to call this displacement. And there's a very simple way of doing this. So we're going to get the effect named displacement map from here. Simply drag and drop just like that, and immediately you can see this effect in here and what it does basically. So if we start playing with these values in here, you can immediately see things changing up. So the thing is that we need more detail in here for this to work, and to get that detail we're going to do a simple layer in here, to add a simple layer in here that from which we can get that detailed data. So let's do a new composition. So composition, new composition, just like that, and I'm going to call this glitch fractal. And in this case I have a few others that I have already done, so I'm going to call this glitch fractal 04. Press OK, and right inside of this composition I'm going to add a new solid layer. Let's call this fractal, and from there you are going to bring in the fractal noise effect. So simply drag and drop that right over there, and immediately you can see this fractal noise in here. You can now play with these settings to get something that you like, something that you would like the glitch to look like. And if we jump back to COM01 here that we have created and bring in the glitch fractal, just like that, you can hide the eye icon for that. We're just going to use that to get data from. So, and let's go to the displacement in here layer. And from here, from the displacement map layer, we're going to change that to glitch fractal 04. Now, if we increase this, immediately you can see how that is reacting to that fractal data inside this layer in here. So perfect. Now all we need to do basically now is to go in here and modify this to something that we want. To noise type, and simply turn that to block. As you can see now, the fractal has changed to these tiny blocks in here. So if we play that, there is no animation here. That's because we need to tweak the evolution. So I'm going to hold my Alt over here on my keyboard and simply click on that stopwatch, and we're going to type in a simple expression here, which is the wiggle expression, and make it change basically. So something like that. Let's make it 2000. So this will wiggle by 1000 2 times per second, like that. So let's see how that goes now. As you can see, we're already getting that like glitch effect in there going on. Perfect. And you can use this directly, or you can even tweak this further. So let's go to comp 1 and see how that is looking. Perfect, it's already looking good. I'm actually going to make these squares more like a rectangle, more like lines. And to do that, I'm going to go to the transform. I'm going to hit this uniform scaling so I can modify the independent values in here. and I'm going to increase the width and decrease the height. So something like that. Perfect. I like how that looks. Let's go to comp 1, and there it is. We have our glitch going on in there already. Now what we can do is we can go to the displacement in here. You can also make it modify the Y value if you would like, the vertical displacement. In this case I'm going to leave that to 0 for now, and I'm going to simply play with the max displacement, max horizontal displacement. So let's hit that stopwatch in here, and while holding Alt to also give it a wiggle expression to make it a bit more random. And for this we're going to give it something like 3, so 3 times per second, and let's see 1000 as well, what that will do. It's maybe a bit too much, so I would prefer something like 200 maybe. Perfect. Now what we can do is we can also tweak the value from here. So if we start from 0 in here, I'm actually going to turn this to 100, just 100 in here, so that I will have more control over my keyframe. So now I'm going to keyframe this, so hit the stopwatch in there, it's going to start from 0, then actually let's start it from a high number, so something like 800, then go down to maybe 0 over here, and go to 500, and then 0 in there. So let's see how that looks. Perfect. I'm going to focus just on this 1 second. Of course you can make it longer if you would like. And if you would like the glitch to stop, it's very easy, so you can just simply cut this layer in here. So I'm going to split this layer, sit here, Shift D on your keyboard, and like that you can stop any displacement that is happening. So perfect. So that's our displacement. Now with that done, I'm going to add another effect to bring in some color and more effects to this displacement, to this glitch that is happening in here. So let's go in here, new adjustment layer. I'm going to name this color, and let's split it exactly at the same time in here, so that it stops right over here as well. And from here I'm going to bring an effect named Coloroma. Place it right over the color under, and immediately you can see that it has changed the color of our logo. I don't want it to change the whole color in here, so from the input phase we're going to add a phase in here and choose the fractal in there. So it is going to use data from the fractal in there to give it color basically. Now from here you can do things like you can go to the output cycle and choose a different palette, so something like this. You can make it black and white, etc. So feel free to play with this. I'm going to leave it to this hue cycle for now. And one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play with this blend with original. So if this is 100%, we will see the original. If this is 0%, we will see the color in here. I'm also going to see how that looks when it is in add. So you can play with the transfer mode in here if you would like. But in this case I'm going to leave it in normal transfer mode in here. If the transfer mode in here is not visible, simply toggle the switch right over here. And with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bit with this. I'm going to do the same thing, Alt click on the stopwatch and add a wiggle expression. So something like a 3 and 100. Perfect. And I'm going to start with 100 in here so that the color only comes periodically in there. Very nice. So I like how this is looking. One last thing that we can add is some glow. So let's do a new adjustment layer from here. Let's name this glow and find the glow effect from here. Perfect. I'm going to set this to add. I find that this works best in this case. And for the glow intensity, let's give it something like 0.3. And glow radius is somewhat good, maybe 30. And we can decrease the threshold a little bit to something like 40. Now just Ctrl D on your keyboard to duplicate that effect. And let's increase this to 0.5. The glow radius, I'm setting it to 10. And one last Ctrl D on your keyboard, and in this case I'm going to increase the glow radius quite a bit, so like 300 I think would work well, so that you get some overall glow going on in there. Perfect. Now of course you can also cut this off when you would like, so if you would like to decrease that, you can even hit T on your keyboard to bring in opacity in here and dial that down. So hit the stopwatch and dial it down if you would like. Maybe do it right over here. Perfect, so that's our glitch. Of course you can keep on playing with it to create your own effect. So if we have to go to the glitch fractal in here, we can change this look completely. So for instance, we can scale the height up and scale width, lower it, and like that we have a completely different effect, as you can see. You can also increase a bit if we go to the displacement, increase the max vertical displacement just a bit, and as you can see, once again we have a different effect in here. So play with this and create your own glitch effect in here. It's very easy and fun to use, of course. Now one last tip that we can show is that if we don't cut this, so let's just leave that to full in there, and I'm not even going to remove this change in opacity in here. So you can see how it is right now, it's just all the time going on. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the logo as well from here. Actually, let's keep that logo and simply go all over those layers, and we're going to pre-compose them. So let's name this glitch effect. So that will be the glitch effect right over there. And if we go back to comp 1, the comp that we are using, and now we can, in here we can toggle the switch and hit the continuously rasterized button here so that it will still work on this logo, as you can see, like that. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do, like this, I can tweak when this will appear. So I can simply like split this and split this again, and maybe show it for a few frames and split this again. So like this, you can see what I'm going for. You have more control as to when the glitch will appear, basically. And in this case, one thing that we can do is we can actually go to the glitch effect, copy this glow, and actually place it in this composition instead, so that it glows continuously rather than stopping the glow. So if we go to the glitch effect now, we can hide this effect for now. And as you can see now, we have a more homogeneous effect in here. Very nice. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and this helps you in your projects. Of course, make sure to subscribe to our channel for future videos and tutorials with different topics. Thank you very much.